Ed Greer is here. What's up, Ed?
Dude, we just had the bombest tacos.
Yes, we did. Tacos al pastor. They don't even have to pay me. I will shout their name from the mountaintop. Uncle Joe is here as well.
Oh, hello.
Hello. This is great. You're the first person outside of our biosphere since the pandemic. We've had a couple of guests on, but they've all been people that live in this weird ass apartment for the most part. Welcome back to somewhat normalcy.
Well, I am glad to bring my Vax card. You checked my papers.
Yeah, I got mine right up on the bulletin board there for
I have
anyone
my
to see.
passport. It's visible.
Yeah, I personally drove Joe to both of his vaccinations, so I vouch for Joe. We're all clean.
In
ready to go.
Bakersfield.
Bako.
That's funny because I did mine at Dodger Stadium.
Oh yeah,
and I hope that's not the one that gives you powers or extra chips or whatever. Because it just seems like a good way to get a bunch of people who want convenience.
Right,
you know
right.
What I mean?
It seems like a good excuse to me. Joe, why don't you pay your taxes? Chips got me all fucked up.
Yeah.
I can't make decisions. I can't be held responsible. I'm not competent for trial. I don't know what I've done. This chips got me bananas.
The Bill Gates chips were working fine, and then he got a divorce, and he activated them against the government. Now I'm mad.
What if somebody gives you a conflicting booster chip?
Oh,
when
yeah,
they get
that's
the booster
right.
Shots, they give you a booster chip. It starts fighting the original chip in the Star War in your body.
I got chips on chips on chips. I'm full of chips. I'm lousy with chips. Someone get these chips out of me. I got the alien chips in my rectum. I got the government chip in my arm. I got the chip from my neighbor, Dwayne. He's a dog. He speaks to me. He put the chip into my... it's not important where he put the chip.
Well, Joe's got... you've got a bit of protection, cosmically speaking, because you have a new... it's the same roommate you've had, but he's now a Scientologist, right?
I mean... I don't know. What if he's listening? I don't know.
You don't think... What, do you think they're coming for you?
I got a Scientologist just loose in my life. Just loose.
Yeah. Okay.
I don't have a bell on him or nothing. and so, yeah, that part you can put in there.
Okay.
I don't, but I'm not going to put people's laundry out there.
Well, it is a bear.
I'm not safe in my own house is what I'm saying.
Okay.
The call's coming from inside the home.
Well, I wanted to start by sharing this with you in case you are looking for a new place. Places opened up in Sausalito, which for people listening, that is if you can picture the golden...
It's a delicious cookie.
It is buddy, Pepperidge Farms, get out of here. But if you can picture the Golden Gate Bridge, one side of the bridge starts in San Francisco, obviously. Most people don't know what's on the other side.
It's Pepperidge Farms.
What's on the other side is Pepperidge Farms, Milano. You got your goldfish, lots of goldfish. But no, the city of Sausalito, which is mainly known for having houseboats, basically full-size houses that are floating.
Why is a houseboat considered classier than a trailer? Let's really,
it's a floating trailer.
Let's break this down. I'm tired of these Jimmy Buffett so-and-sos trying to tell me how to live my life. Why is a houseboat classier than a trailer? It's no difference. Either way, a storm's coming, it's over.
Yes, that's true. You're either getting done in by a tornado or a tsunami.
Neither one of you's got a foundation. So let's get honest. Your address is temporary. It's problematic at best. You have no permanent address. And also, that's why I don't like food trucks, because you can just eat one day and they're gone the next day. Who am I complaining to? Where am I going to find you? I got to know where you're going to be.
Well, you know what I think it boils down to? Your crappy home that you can move.
Yeah,
moves to classier areas when you're in a boat.
That's it.
That's
true.
It's only thing.
It's the same.
Well, you're not going to Miami in your houseboat. You're still going to the trashier of the ports. You're not in SLO. You're not on Venice Beach in your houseboat. Just pass me the caviar. You're in Long Beach where you're not supposed to be by a ship container. Just being watch out for the RUSSs of the Long Beach port.
It's like your houseboat, the thing they have the patient zero from the opening of any action movie. You know what I mean? A bunch of smugglers. Yeah, you're right. It isn't necessarily as classy as you think it is. I knew a guy who lived on a houseboat in Marina Del Rey.
Did he have a kimono?
He didn't wear it.
Okay.
Was he?
It was for guests.
Was he a sergeant in the police? Was his name Murtaugh?
Yeah.
No, he was the type. He was the type.
He had a detective's pour when it comes to the brown party liquor.
He had night terrors. Lots of night terrors.
Well, he was an ex-alcoholic.
If you're in a houseboat, you have night terrors. There's just no way.
That's why you live out there.
Let me sleep on a boat, so in case I freak out, I'm just nowhere near another human.
Yeah,
I'm just surrounded by
I'll,
water.
and I'll wake up if I fall in.
Yeah.
Hopefully.
A natural moat between my madness and other humans.
Dude, why hasn't a werewolf ever put himself in like a shipping container?
Yeah,
I mean, that's the good way to do it. It's because all werewolves are assholes, and they want to make more other werewolves. Like the same reason the guy in the movie didn't kill himself when he was supposed to, because they're dickheads.
Yeah, yeah, that's a
Werewolves, take that. Coming for werewolves.
Werewolf, the original super spreaders.
Yeah, absolutely. So
Werewolves won't wear masks.
Where was your friend on the houseboat living? What part of the world was this?
It was in Marina Del Rey. And
Oh,
it was behind
perfect.
it was like behind like kind of classy apartments, like kind of more condos.
Right,
It was basically
right.
condos that were on the water
Uh-huh.
or near the water with a little walkway and little stuff they could do on their way to the piers and check out the boats and things. And like big fat seagulls. And, the whole thing.
Oh, I go
But it's
walking
still-
out there sometimes. It's
It's still
fun.
trashy and briny. My girlfriend loves the smell to see him. Like, that shit is terrible. I fucking hate it.
My favorite thing I've seen at Marina Del Rey is, a lot of times the people on the houseboats will have like little dogs. You can't have a big dog on a houseboat unless you're an asshole, but they'll have the little tiny Yorkies or something. And I saw a Yorkie punk out a seal. And it was the greatest that I was like standing across and there was a gigantic seal just, doing its seal thing on the edge of a dock. And this little Yorkie came running off a houseboat and just kept doing it. And a seal which weighed, probably at least 2 tons just was like, fuck this, and got off the dock. I was like, the confidence.
Everyone's feeling around toy dogs is just like, fuck.
I'm
this.
leaving.
I'm leaving.
Yeah.
But I think the seal was like, I don't have the insurance for this. This Karen is gonna fuck my shit up.
Well, you know why you can't have a big dog on a houseboat or on a boat in general?
Why is that?
In case you get caught out in the ocean, the open water. You don't want something that's as big as you are.
Oh, see, I was going the other way.
Mean,
I was
if something's got to get eaten, you're going to need to be the alpha on this boat. You don't want to be dinner. You want to be,
see, dogs can't assess the situation that quickly, so I would want
dogs
I'd
get
want a
hungry.
big dog, so I could have more to eat.
Well, I'd want a big dog to like, okay, if we could fight off the pirates, cool. If it's me and the pirates eating them, cool. I'm
not giving the pirates part of my dog. I just met these pirates. I've been with this dog for 6 weeks at least. This dog and I can communicate. We've been on the boat. We got inside jokes. This pirate's an asshole. I've never even been to Somalia. I don't like this.
Well, dude, I remember the worst shit I've ever heard about on the sea. This guy got marooned. Basically, his ship flipped over. He was on a fishing ship. His ship flipped over, and he was under the water. And all of his friends were around him in adjoining rooms, and he was in an air bubble, like 500 feet under the sea.
Fuck that.
Dude, and he could hear sharks eating people in the hallways.
Jesus Christ.
In the hallways and the bathroom adjoining and different shit like that. And he was shitting and he was running out of oxygen. And he hears a knock on the fucking door. And it's a diver asshole down there to help him. Somebody said,
I like that they knocked.
Yeah. Go ahead and go ahead and kick the door in. That's okay.
Dude, but just think about it. Like you've been
I'm not dressed.
You've been hearing sharks ravage everybody you used to know for like and it was like for 5 days too. It was for like a long.
The knocking is the weirdest fucking thing.
Go ahead and I give you permission to ruin this door. But yeah, the reason I bring it up is I just wanted to share. This is like one of the best examples of polishing a turd I have ever seen, because they are offering a houseboat-like experience in Sausalito. But this is exactly what the ad says. This is from rentable.com. 1 bedroom, 1 bathroom, floating loft for rent in Sausalito with great amenities.
What the fuck is a floating loft?
Well, a floating loft in this context is a fishing boat. It is a fishing boat, not a houseboat. Houseboats are honestly more house than boat. I'm willing to give them that credit. This is a fishing boat. This is a deep sea fishing boat, and not particularly a long range one.
Picture like smaller than the ship from Jaws.
Yeah, it's about it's orca sized. It's about maybe a little slightly smaller
to the boat that the Danny Glover character has in Lethal Weapon.
Yeah. Yes.
With the bolt gun.
Yes.
Yeah. It's similar to that size.
Yeah.
Second Lethal Weapon reference, and I'm gonna make it to 5, and they're all gonna be organic, and I'm a fucking genius.
But yeah, I wanted to read the description because it's so great. Amazing waterfront living.
That's gross.
This 32-foot 1978 sports sedan fishing boat with a fly bridge and enclosed back deck. It has a high ceiling. Sliding glass entry. Yeah, it's got the high ceiling of the sky. Sliding glass entry. The berth is in a great location at Midway Marina on Bridgeway behind Joinery and Salitas. The rent includes a slip fee, use of the marina bathrooms.
What's a slip fee?
That's how much it costs to park a boat at a marina. But it says access to the marina's bathrooms. So there's no shitter on this thing, or at least not one that you're allowed to use. So
basically, you're paying for his dock. You're paying for his rent to rent the space at the dock, basically.
Yeah, that and more, because this particular experience is going to cost you $1,800 a month to stow away on a ship like a like a Dickensian street urchin bound for New York City.
Is he aware we could just like do this anyway? Like he's given the address. I'm sure we could just
not only
sleep
that,
on your boat, bro.
Not only that, but it doesn't say that you're allowed to use this boat. But I'm thinking, like, motherfucker, if I'm paying $1,800 a month, I am stealing your boat from time to time.
Or I'm at least shitting on your boat. Oops, sorry. Oops, count this as part of the slip fee.
But what if you couldn't use the boat? What if they really was an asshole about that? No, you could live in it. But every day I'm going to take it fishing and I'm going to sit on the dock.
I'm for certain that you're not allowed to drive this boat. If you're for sure, like, you can live here, but don't you dare turn this on.
No,
like,
but
I'm sure that's...
No, but Ed means the guy who owns the boat is like, yeah, so I'm going fishing, but you can sleep in. It's cool.
You're just in the back of his boat as he's driving around the Gulf.
Wake up, he's like cruising around Alcatraz in the middle of the San Francisco Bay, and you're just like, hey,
giving tours. He's giving tours on there, and you're asleep in a sleeping bag.
Oh yeah, that's Joe Raines. Don't pay any attention to him. He just lives here.
Just lives here.
Dude, just hot coffee drops on your face at 6 o'clock in the morning, and it's a tourist that he's taken out to the bay to look at some seals.
A little kid's ice cream cone wakes you up as it hits you in the face. Mommy, he stole my ice cream.
This bum stole my ice cream. Who are you calling a bum? I live in a loft.
You're in my home.
You're in my floating loft, aka. And we'll put pictures of this up on Twitter because they are fantastic. But yeah, I just did want to show you guys the actual bedding situation. So this is your floating loft, which appears to just be kind of a round couch cushion that's been shoved up into the front of the ship.
Wow.
And
lots of scary sex head there.
The scariest.
Since 1978? Yeah. I mean, that thing is haunted.
But this was so funny because we made fun of last week, or maybe it was earlier this week, a room in Highland Park that someone was renting out that was shaped like a triangle. And we were like, well, that's hilarious. But then this is, and I said it was funny because it looked like the bow of a ship. Now you can literally sleep on the bow of a ship for even more money than it costs to live in a triangular shaped room in Highland Park.
But again, you're on the sea.
You're on the open sea.
The high adventure.
These were the days of high adventure.
If you don't do the dishes, I'll send you to Davy Jones' locker. So anyway, anybody wants to move to Sausalito, shit's available. You can go there anytime you want. Is anybody taking it?
I do not want to live in Sausalito.
No,
not even a small part of me that wants to live in your stupid cookie city.
I mean, the cookies is more luxurious than the city.
Yeah, I just somebody sent me that, and I just thought that was fantastic. Getting that houseboat culture Because you're right.
I love that there is a van life culture. I'm sure there's a houseboat thing.
Yeah, well, I mean, like you just said.
I wonder if they hang out with each other and compare varying degrees of body odor. I have more of an open sea body odor. I have more of a gym body odor. Smell me, smell you, smell you, smell me. Let's smell each other.
Let's away to my seaward loft.
I have more of a salmon-y brio.
Oh my God.
He loves the open sea. I love the open road. Neither one of us has traveled more than 5 miles in 10 years.
Yeah. Yeah, I think, it is a similar, I think it's probably a similar culture to the trailer park culture, but the difference is like the income bracket has to be higher because you bare minimum have to pay that slip fee to even be in a houseboat. But I think...
Why are we acting like you have to be docked to live the boat life? Sometimes you can just pull up on a shore. Like, who's going to stop me?
Well,
who's going to stop me?
Most of those houseboats, like the ones in Sausalito, are not seaworthy. Like they're just they're built to just sit there. They are.
I mean, this is California. Shit floats. Somebody's trying it.
I guess.
I'll do it.
It'd be fun to make off with one of those really, really frilly, cutesy houseboats.
Yeah, they got
the flower
anchors.
Boxes in the windows and shit.
They got anchors. Just be offshore, like Pirates Cove. Just be like 50 feet offshore with some whales, living your life.
Well, then that becomes tiny island living.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah,
it's no longer coast. It's like tiny island.
Aren't we all tiny islands?
That's our lot in life. We are tiny islands unto ourselves. The other little paragraph here that I enjoyed is where it says, from home, you can watch fireworks and the yearly boat parade. Take out a paddleboard or host a barbecue. That'll be the envy of all your guests. This is a clean boat, and it's ready to make your waterfront living dream a reality. I just have to counter...
Who's going to be envious of that?
Right.
If you have anybody over, it's going to be an intervention. There's no way they're going to be like, I want to live here.
It's literally everyone who leaves your house is going to call their friends and be like, Joe lives in a boat.
We should really get him off this.
Yeah, and there's no way that's what you pictured. You did not picture laying on a makeshift futon in the crawl space of a fishing boat when you pictured living on the coast.
Well, they called it
This is a clean boat.
The fact that they called it a floating loft is so insidious. I'm just like, you could not. That's that is false advertising.
I was picturing a down building in a flooded downtown where it was a loft that was literally amongst water.
Yeah, the average. I did look up the average rental rate going for a 1-bedroom in Sausalito is $2,800, and this is only $1,800. So save a full
took
grand.
off $1,000 for the whole quality of living
for the whole.
Dude, if you were a remarkable fisher person and also Aquaman, that would be a great deal on some level. But yeah.
I bet if you're Aquaman on a boat, there's like a feeling of real superiority where you're just like, this could sink. I don't really give a fuck.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. I'll take the little cubby hole in the bow of the ship. That's fine.
Yeah, the ocean is my home.
Listen, buddy, I'm not afraid of water. Sinks, it doesn't sink. We'll see. I'm fine.
Yeah, and while the sharks are eating you, I'll be talking to him about how you taste. You know what I mean? We're just gonna have a conversation. Is he more porky? I bet he's porky.
Yeah. Speaking of pork, I put up on our Twitter. I said that we were having both of you fellas on the show, and if anybody had any questions. And so I wanted to, first of all, shout out this guy because he is keeping track of all of our energy drinks out there in the UK. At Mampers84 asks, so best food truck in the LA area?
I already told you.
As Joe said,
I don't eat at food trucks. Sorry,
you don't like the food trucks.
I don't want to just repeat what Joe said, but what Joe said is the facts. I don't like this peripatetic life of these food shows. This fly by night, this night rider existence they have. They just show up in town, kiss your woman, and drive off.
Exactly.
While you have dysentery.
Exactly.
No, thank you.
If you give me diarrhea on Monday, I need to be able to find you on Tuesday. Them's the rules. You can't just drive away. You know, you can't just go back into hiding and keep a low profile for a while. I need to be able to see. I need to be able to find you. You need to have like a permanent address with brick and mortar that a person will be there to say, sorry, I almost killed you.
You know what would be the most distrustful thing that would ever happen to me? I think somebody should do this, but I would never trust a food truck that did it.
Yeah.
But like food trucks that have removable signage or removable wraps so they could be different food trucks.
Sure.
I mean, they rent those trucks, so that is what all they do. They're all rented. Like very few food trucks are owned.
Well, I mean, most of the ones I see, they have like this weird wrap that they committed to.
Right, right.
So you're just like taco, burrito, octopus bowls.
Yeah.
Like that's your life. Okay.
I mean, that would make money in LA.
So now you're
octopus bowl. I would like 3 octopus bowls because I'm hungry, and also I've never had octopus before, and I'm gonna be the most popular person in the office.
Dude, I really hate that culture, though. I mean, not white girl culture. It seems like, but basically this whole concept of like fucking poke bowls. I'm sorry. To me, poke bowls is like if your friend from the Midwest, the one that uses chopsticks, right, or he uses it to jab it into his mouth,
or if you have a friend who's like, I've never had diarrhea before. What's that like? And you're like, poke balls,
dude. But if somebody tried to eat sushi properly with chopsticks and mashed it all up and fucked it up and dropped it in a bowl, that's what a poke bowl is. To me, that's exactly what it looks like. It looks like somebody failed to eat sushi, and now you're giving it to me as some sloppy seconds, and I'm just like, no.
I might take a hit for this, but I don't fuck with sushi, and I don't fuck with dog food bowl sushi in a bowl either.
You don't fuck with the fucking what's that the double down? No, the other thing, the famous bowl. You don't fuck with the famous bowl.
The famous
of sushi?
bowl. No, it's just exactly.
The famous bowl of sushi.
Sadly, I 100% fuck with the famous bowl concept, as Joe has highlighted when we go to the Indian buffet. I'm just like, I don't know, rice, chicken, the whole thing.
Well, no,
stir the whole thing up and eat it.
Don't confuse that with what you do at the Indian restaurant. What you do at the Indian food restaurant is an affront to Indian food, Indian culture, and just humanity. It's as if
I commit a war crime every time I buffet.
It's as if Jesus was in fact real, and then somehow you got a time machine and then rubbed your balls on baby Jesus's forehead and was like, ha 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 ha. That's what you just did with my delicious food. You're a monster. That is a palate cleanser, and you mix it in there. To do what? To tone down the delicious flavors
it heightens
of their heritage.
It heightens it. So what Joe is talking about is when you go to the Indian buffet over by the salad, they have a nice yogurt sort of.
It's the white yogurt that is in fact the palate cleanser, so that you can switch from one to the other.
Right.
But you're mixing it into all of the foods.
Yeah, of course. I get
dumbing down the actual flavor of the food.
The acidophilus yogurt jacks up the flavor to a new
No, it doesn't.
level.
It literally dumps it down because it's a palate cleanser.
My flavor experience hurtles skyward when I introduce yogurt to the great equation. Joe,
I just wish you could see outside of yourself and listen to yourself talk.
Hey, I edit this podcast. I listen to myself talk all the time, and I'm right.
But this is the best Indian food conversation I've ever had, and it's between two white dudes. That's amazing to me. But I think you might be right, Joe, just in regards to things that are palate cleansers. But I get what you're saying, and Rivers, in regards to
I'm a sauce man.
Coating stuff and saucing it up in your own saucier way.
Give me the sauce.
It gives you an amount of control over your intake that you enjoy.
Yeah.
I'm here to mediate.
Yeah. He's allowed to be wrong. It's fine.
You should try it. How about this? Next time we go, I'll eat one the boring way, and you eat one my way.
I'm not going to eat your baby food way, where you're just mixing shit together.
But it tastes.
You know what he's doing? He's doing the suicide soda of Indian food, and it's like we're not shitting in our pants anymore, Rivers. We don't need I'm already a big kid now. I'm done with the pull-ups. I don't want your weird baby food madness.
It's so good. My answer is Koji. That's my favorite food truck. I like the Koji. That's the Korean barbecue taco truck. That place is legit. Venice in the mornings has we talked about bagels yesterday, but Yeasty Boys. They got a good bagel and schmear.
There was
Yeasty
some kind of
Boys.
North Carolina food truck I had one time that was pretty decent.
Yeah, they did. Yeah, they had the North Carolina barbecue and
Yeah, I forget where and when. This is years ago.
Oh, I've been at like comic book events where they'll have like the food truck of the town, and I'm just like, all right, when in Rome,
Yeah,
my pants.
yeah.
And I have gotten like one of those. It was like this kind of fusion taco-y thing, like a lobster taco or something. But I will say I hate lobster rolls. I don't hate them. You can't really hate lobster rolls unless you just hate the crustaceans.
Right,
but I'm just saying. The fact that they're getting over it's buttery bread and a premium ingredient.
Well, I don't like cream cheese, so it's just not. I'm not into like.
It's not the greatest thing in the world. Is all I'm saying. It's like a great anything is better than that.
I gotta say, when because I like a lobster roll, but I like it hot. You know,
exactly.
But there's this thing in New England, which is supposedly where these things come from. I was actually in Plymouth, right where the Pilgrims landed and started this whole bullshit thing that we got going on now. But I went to get a lobster roll, and they were like, oh yeah, we don't we do the cold kind, and I was just like, I don't want that. And they were like, oh, we'll just like heat it up for you or whatever. I was like, no, if that's not your thing, then no, it's okay. So I had to wait till I got to Boston to get a regular one. So I was really like kind of stoked on it. I was like, the lobsters, and look at the fake Mayflower they got.
It's just like a taco. Okay. I would much rather eat many places steak taco than almost any place's Philly cheesesteak, because it's never impressive. It's never impressive. I went to Philly and went to like a shawarma stand next to a trash can,
right,
and had it all the right way and everything, and paid $2 for it. All the stuff you're supposed to do to get the authentic kind that would be on the tourist traps.
With the
and it was still okay.
I mean,
it was okay.
If we're talking LA food, Boo's Philly cheesesteaks is the bee's knees.
Oh yeah,
it is.
I want to try that.
It's one of the better Philly cheesesteaks I've ever had in my life, and I like as a comedian one time went to Philly, and then as a kid with my parents went to Philly, and both times had like the most. I remember as like a little kid being like, "This is the best thing I've ever had in my life," and then going back being shit faced as a comedian, being like, "I'm gonna vomit this later," but oh my god, this is so fucking good. Like,
I mean, and don't get me wrong. I think I've had good ones. I just don't think I like it.
Yeah.
I've had meat flavored in so many different ways, and I just enjoy so many of the other ones better than. I put this on a griddle for a minute and I chopped it with some onions. Yay!
It's the cheese and the way the grease hits, and then that perfect bread that just like almost melts, but it's not like bready. It's kind of like more chewy, and it's dripping with grease, and you just bite into it, and it's harmonious and delicious, and just the most amazing, mouth-watering, delicious thing. I will fuck up a Philly cheesesteak if it's done right.
I get it.
And the onions, the crunchy onions, but they're not raw.
The best one in the world is going to be okay to me, and I'm going to fuck up the curve. and what the Stay Puft Marshmallow Man comes is like, you didn't like cheesesteak? It just popped into my head. I don't like it. And then the world is over.
There was a decent one in Auburn, and the guy who owns the place has an interesting story, which was he worked in the World Trade Center on 9/11 and escaped the building and was like, fuck this, I'm doing the thing I've always wanted. And the thing he always wanted was to leave New York City, move to Alabama, and start a cheesesteak restaurant.
How very specific.
I know, yeah.
But that's a blessed event.
Exactly.
I can get behind.
Oh no,
that.
he's dude. He's a cool guy too. Like he obviously gives out shitloads of free subs to firefighters all the time. Like he's pillar of the community. Really good dude.
I think I'm a regular sub guy. I think in that case, I'm a cold lobster roll guy. I
I
like it when you use it's just a certain temperature and maybe throw a little bacon on it and you got the shaved meat. That's really like I just made.
You would rather have a cold cut sandwich than
I think so.
A Philly cheesesteak sandwich.
I think with the proper ingredients, I think so.
If it was,
I just don't think I could ever take your sandwich opinion seriously ever again. Though.
I'm not talking about cold cuts like bologna and stuff. I'm talking about like this was a turkey, now it's a sandwich before your eyes type stuff. Yeah. That stuff is good to me, man.
Oh, yeah.
I can't get
shout out to the Publix subs, man, down south.
What's that place that we go to? Jackson Street.
Oh, Jackson Market.
Jackson Market. Shout out to LA Sandwich King.
Yeah, Culver City, Jackson
Market is the bee's knees for sandwiches. I like sandwiches. I eat them most days. But the Jackson Market sandwich is a delight. Give me coupons.
Most of my days filled with sandwich.
Well, I mean, that's the way I can regulate my diet so I don't get hugely fat like I used to be. Is I eat lots of fruit and sandwiches and then no mayonnaise, and so that's how Uncle Joe gets down. So Jackson Market,
hell yeah,
give me free sandwiches.
Well, shout out to Paul. Thank you for the question. And Paul, of course, as I said, is keeping track of our energy drinks. And today I've got another bougie selection from Gelson's.
Is it from Venice as well?
It might be. Yeah, Joe was here on the show that came out Wednesday.
All these Gelson's ones are made in Venice, and it's a conspiracy. It seems odd.
No, it's a little bit inland or a little bit down the coast. San Clemente.
But is that near the ocean?
It's on the ocean, yeah.
Okay, so they're all on the ocean. These are houseboat energy drinks, and they're made in the houseboat so they don't have to keep up with what they're pumping into the sea.
Yeah, and if the FDA comes for them, they're like, shit, start the engine, boys. We're going out to international waters.
These fly-by-night food truck boats.
Yeah, exactly. You don't know what you're putting in your body. This has probably got some kind of evil chemical that's going to like turn your pee into like radioactive stuff.
Well, so this particular brand is called Sambazon or Sambazon. And this is the ACI berry flavor, which claims to have Amazon energy, which, I imagine when they maybe started this company, that sounded less ominous, but now it sounds like this energy drink's going to make you work for no money and not be allowed to unionize. Amazon energy.
Or it could mean Amazon as in you'll cut off your breasts so that you can shoot your bow better in battle.
Oh, yeah, that's true. Or it could be made from poisoned frogs.
Or they could have shipped in water from the Amazon River. Pure Amazon River water in our energy drink.
It's got those tiny catfish that swim up your urethra and shit.
Yes. Do not pee into this energy drink or you could have something swim into your urethra. Other than that, it's perfectly healthy. Just do not, swear to God, trust us, don't pee into our product.
We put ground up piranha teeth in this. It'll put lead in your pencil.
It gives you an erection in this potent.
We don't know why. This has got, so organic caffeine naturally found in yerba mate, guarana, and green tea.
All of these fancy ones do that.
Oh, yeah. They're trying to make you feel like less of a dick. They're like, do all of the people who have ever been aggressive or abusive towards you drink Monster Energy? Mm-hmm. Here's how you get away from that. Yeah. Sambazon.
Sambazon. It'll give you the energy to outrun your abusive partner.
Right. Yeah. Are you tired of your man watching Joe Rogan and UFC and drinking Monster and hitting you? Fucking switch over to Sambazon and get away from that, asshole.
The official drink of sleeping with the enemy.
But yeah, it's made in San Clemente. San Clemente, of course, my favorite fun fact about it is that was where Richard Nixon lived. And there's my favorite picture of Richard Nixon is he's walking on the beach in San Clemente in front of his home in a full suit because the man knew how to relax. Alrighty, we have cracked it. Ooh, it smells kind of good. I don't know. All right, here we go.
I'm sure it doesn't.
This is the fun part of the show, Ed.
I think Joe is Daredevil. He's got like such good senses that like it ruins everything for him. He's just like, this woman is beautiful, but she just shat yesterday. Like,
she will break my heart one day.
All right, cheers, gentlemen. Let's try it. Oh, no bueno. Oh,
This is indeed disgusting. You called this beautiful tribute Rip It.
yeah, Ed's already
drink?
working on a Rip It at the moment.
That the troops drink? You dissed this troop drink? This is the nectar of the gods compared to this.
This is
I
berry.
It's not the worst I've had so far.
Oh, dissenting opinion. Uh-oh.
Maybe it's because I just had a bunch of coffee, but like it to me, this is the least offensive we've had on the show I've done so far.
Yeah.
I don't know.
It's definitely not good.
Yeah, well, no, yeah, we're not gonna get
But
to
like,
good.
I don't feel like my stomach's gonna hurt in 2 minutes, like every other one we've
Well,
done.
you know what? I can agree on that point. It doesn't have the turn you into Donatello that my soldier drink has. It doesn't have that.
The Rip It tribute to the troops, cherry lime.
But this one tastes like when you go over some chick's house and she wants to make you tea and it's like it's just got potpourri in it. And
Yes,
all types of
that's-
crazy shit.
yeah,
And you're just
yeah.
like,
I can
oh, well,
honestly
fine.
say that's never happened to me once. I've never gone to anyone's house, man or a woman, who's been like, "Let me make you some tea."
Oh man, you got to do it. it's great.
Hey,
I mean, it's not like I don't give off fuck tea vibes. I'm not out here just like, don't anybody ever offer me any tea. Fuck that tea. If you offer me tea, it's over for us, and I'm gonna punch you in the throat.
no, this is what
Well, obviously you are. That's what I'm saying.
this does have. It's carbonated, obviously, so it's got kind of a yerba mate little like twang to it. But
It tastes like a Capri Sun. That's what it is.
what it tastes like overall is if you go to Panda Express or something, and they have that raspberry tea, but the one that's in the soda fountain next to the Sprite and soda and shit, it's kind of got that vibe where you're just like you just didn't want to make tea, you were just being lazy.
It's got that vibe, and then you pour in a little LaCroix. Whatever.
Yeah.
Just, you pour in a little touch of that.
You know what? You know what it is? It tastes like when you were in college and you went to like your friend's apartment and they like made you a drink of their own concoction and were like, taste this shit, it's
Taste
so
this
good.
shit.
It doesn't even taste like it's gonna get you drunk, but like in 10 minutes you're gonna be shit faced, bro. And then you drink it and it tastes weird and awful and you're like, ooh,
Yeah. As you play NHL hockey.
Yeah. Everclear and hypnotic, you
Or
say.
I mean, or you watch other people play FIFA for 30 minutes before you realize you're mad.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. San Clemente. I could totally see them being.
I mean,
on a
I'm
houseboat.
sure when they made that they were in San Clemente, but now they're in some other city because they're just floating up and down the coast with this fly-by-night energy drink.
Just Breaking Bad all up and down the
That's
West
right.
Coast.
They done broke. They broke bad.
Well, this next
Yeah,
question is
rotten.
kind of along the same lines as the last one. This comes from our friend, the Magic City Saint, Michael McCall, at @JMichaelMcCall on Twitter, says, "What's the new snack of the summer for 2021?" And my thoughts were like, well, I spent all last summer doing nothing but actual snacks, so I'm just like thinking, I don't know, Brussels sprouts or peppers or some shit.
Some straight up roasted Brussels sprouts
Fuck yeah.
are bomb.
Oh, yeah.
And you throw a little balsamic on them, some bitches.
Yes, balsamic with some bacon and
It's really
Why do
good.
you have to make everything unhealthy? Why can't you
blue
just- why
cheese
can't you
crumbles?
just- Why can't you just? Why can't you just leave it? Why can't you just leave it? We got perfectly healthy, perfectly delicious, perfectly healthy, and you're like, oh, let's put some bacon and cheese on it. You're the whole point of doing the vegetables. You were like, I just had snacks. You just wanted instead you want to make it healthy, and then you're like, well, let's add cheese and bacon. See, this is why I can't be friends with you. I'm 20 pounds overweight right now, and you're talking about cheese and bacon on my fucking vegetables, and I'm never gonna fit my pants ever again, and I'm holding you responsible.
Well, we could do peppers, but fill them full of bacon and cheese, jalapeno poppers. Do that.
I think Rivers is doing great because
know.
as you guys are former fat kids, I'm a present fat man, and it's just difficult to get out of that spiral of just like everything. I remember when I realized I was fat when I was a kid. This lady that my mom knew took me to McDonald's, and I ordered my kid meal thing that I wanted to eat, but it was like big. It had large everything.
Yeah.
And she goes, "You don't have to get the biggest and the best of everything. What the fuck?"
Jesus,
I remember
lady.
that to this day, and I was
Chill.
like, Yeah, she was right. If she had a tiny bit more tact, they would have taken that better and maybe applied some of those lessons. It's not her fault. But the bottom line is, she was right. She was so right. But she was so right, though. It's like, what the fuck are you on? You're a little kid who's going to sit in a car next to me for 6 hours. Like, you don't need all that energy, you little loser. You know what I mean? So, like,
I love that you think McDonald's gives people energy. You don't need all that power food. No, Ed, you'll run by yourself behind us outside the car. So much energy.
Okay, well, you don't need all that diarrhea, whatever. Yeah,
let's be honest. You're gonna go straight into a coma. She should have given you more food. You just would have passed the fuck out, and she wouldn't have had to talk to a child at all.
Dude, I think that's the technique I use. I'm gonna make a bunch of fat kids the rest of my life.
Dude, when I was like a little kid and I would go to McDonald's, my favorite thing in the world was like getting like the well, not little kid, was Happy Meals, but like once I got to like fat kid status where you're allowed to eat whatever you want. Dude, I used to get like a Big Mac meal, but like supersized fries, and then just eat those fries in like a second. That was I knew I was fat. I knew I was going to be fat forever, and I didn't care. I was in the dark side, man. I was just for life repping that shit.
Yeah.
I was one of those teenagers where it was just like someone would judge me, I stare them in the eye as I ate my extra dessert. Like, I didn't even give a fuck.
Well, the thing that was so sucky about being a fat kid is you hung around people who were not fat, who could eat more than you because they were actually like active and doing things. I didn't put it together. I was a fatleet. I was a football player and shit like that. But right after high school, I was hanging out with like a competitive eater. He could have been a competitive eater. He used to slam like 3 Chipotle burritos when they very first came out, and they were like fat as fuck and had high quality everything. When they very first came out, he would slam 3. He would slam at least 2.
Yeah.
And he was like lithe and could run marathons and all type of shit. And obviously that's why he could do that. But like, I'm just like, yeah, I couldn't eat 2. I would never order 2, but I would just be slamming Chipotle burritos every day with them.
What's the most, what's the most Taco Bell you've ever gotten?
Oh, good question.
When I was at 300 pounds,
it depends. Sober or drunk?
It doesn't matter. What was like your jam at Taco Bell where like you would never say it in front of another human ever again?
It shifted around, but I definitely got up there to where I would get like whatever full-size burrito there was or whatever full-size nacho.
Grilled stuffed with the 7-layer.
Yeah, and then some indeterminate amount of tacos in between. And it was like, oh, come on, bro. And it would just depend. Like, I do agree.
Did you own it or
drunk.
did you act like it was for other people?
Oh, bro. I was the master. I've started to own it now because I don't do it anymore.
Yeah.
But when I do it, I'm just like, fuck you. But I used to be the master of the, can you add another McChicken, my girl?
So you get
my God.
When I was really bad, sometimes I would go like on my work, like lunch break, and I would have like a little piece of paper of what written down on it. Like I was getting
like you were getting
I was getting everybody's lunch. I was like, and they want this, they want that, they want this, and that way I could ask for all these crazy sauces and drinks and shit and not be a monster.
Damn.
And they didn't know I was an insane person, but really I just had all this bullshit I wanted. My thing was I would get a chicken quesarito, Mexican pizza, 2 soft tacos, and then like a large ass Mountain Dew, and then like literally a fistful of the hot fire sauces, and just drown everything in that. Like that was my regular. I wasn't even trying to be crazy. That was like, it's time for lunch and let's go eat. That was like the regular lunch.
Damn.
Yeah, that's hefty. Like I said, I ended up getting around that amount of food, especially after comedy. After comedy and after I'd done well.
Nothing matters. You can eat anything if you kill.
Oh yeah. And I didn't get to do that too much. Well, I mean, in LA, the food isn't really like a big part of the thing here. Yeah. I don't want to say culture, I guess comedy culture, but food's not a huge part of the comedy culture outside of like, I think us.
Yeah, I was going to say, we're the motherfuckers that go to diners.
Yeah, we're the food people. Yeah. But like outside of that, it's not. But like in Birmingham, like especially with booze, here you don't even really have people drinking that much when they do comedy. But in Alabama, still to this day, I'm assuming, a big part of it was you get real shit-faced, do stand-up, and then if you have a good set afterwards, you just eat something unholy.
Go to Al's.
Eat something unholy with other people, and then go get even more drunk after that.
Yeah. Dude, I out here, I used to go, I mean, after comedy, we would go to like diners, like River said, and I think my buddy Jeff, we would go to Norm's, and
Love Norm's.
Norm's got like a waffle now.
Yeah,
or whatever.
yeah.
And
Belgian waffle.
In the before times, they had just added the Belgian waffle, so I would get like whatever crazy crap, like a chicken fried steak or something stupid, and then have a fat waffle instead of bread. Oh so
God.
fat and stupid.
My favorite thing about being fat at Norm's is like I cannot do this anymore. Although I am 20 pounds overweight now, so I should start doing it again. But like
you look fine. It's fine.
These are my fat clothes,
dude. Your calves have more veins in them.
That's because if you spend your life like 300 pounds and then you lose 115 pounds, people are like, "Why are your calves so big?" It's like because they used to carry a lot.
I mean, have you seen Will Sasso's calves?
I'm sure they're magnificent.
Fucking insane.
Especially like if you're like of like pale white guy stock. I feel like we come from like mountainous areas as a people, so like we're just born with giant calves anyway.
Yes, we have to traverse the Appalachians.
Or even so, like to like the northern parts of England where it's just hilly and shit.
Yeah, but imagine
you have to fight the hills have eyes people all the time.
Well,
you get strong.
Moving out of the Irish or the Scottish moors or something, and then moving to Appalachia.
Yeah,
it's like a heritage of people, and all of a sudden you're just like these stocky white guys who are just like, why are they so boxy?
These guys fuck goats.
But in the before times, I would always get breakfasty shit at Norm's, but I would always order mozzarella sticks too, just to have. Because in my fat diseased brain, it was always we're at a diner. We gotta get some mozzarella sticks. We're gonna get some coffee. We're gonna get breakfast food.
Oh yeah.
Like the other day, I was like, I know this is how I'm been talking to this lady, and this is how I know if I'm feeling comfortable in the new. When you're like a fresh thing and you're kind of awkward, and you like eventually you're like, oh wow, I'm comfortable. This is how I know I was comfortable because I had these words coming out of my mouth in front of someone who could potentially be, regularly seeing me naked. I was like, and I'm kind of hungry today. Can I get a 3 stack of pancakes on top of that too? And I'd already ordered just a shitload of food. She just looked at me like I was crazy. And I was like, oh yeah, I'm an insane person.
Well, it looks like you're burning it off, bro. And I really, that's really awesome. I'll like, I'm going to follow you on Twitter just to look at you as you go over different times, just to keep inspiration. So it's on you now. I'm looking up to you.
If anybody wants to lose 115 pounds, it's called tuna. Tuna all the time.
Tuna and Griffith Observatory.
Tuna all the time and like regular exercise of whatever you like to do. I like to hike because I can get stoned and just wander around in the woods, and somehow that counts as exercise. But that's like, I don't want to go to therapy, but like if I go hike around the woods for like an hour, man, I've come out and I figured all kinds of shit out. I'll be like, this was a problem, that was a problem, this is what I'm doing wrong, this is what I should do better. I should just love myself. Like that's what I get out of hiking. And so like doing that every day and just eating tuna and shitloads of fruit's your friend. And cutting all the fat out and just doing that. Dude, you can lose an insane amount. People thought I had cancer. It was the best thing. It was like the best.
Well, I'm going to answer Mike's question with directly as far as the snacks of 2021.
The answer is me. I'm the summer
that's right.
snack.
Yeah,
I am the snack of the summer. It's me, baby.
Well, so I mean, people who listen to the show know that any sort of novelty snack food, that is the treat I allow myself a lot of times. Like if I'm in a situation where I'm like, dieting, trying to be good, if I'm at the grocery store and they have something weird, I'm like, well, I obviously have to try it. It's for science, And so I just tried recently the 2 Lay's novelty summertime chips they've got. They have a Jamaican jerk chicken chip.
Yum, yum, yum.
And they have a chili mango chip.
I don't know how I feel about that.
They're both very rapidly diminishing returns. Like you eat the first one, you're like, oh wow, that does taste like jerk chicken. All right. And then you eat the second one, you're like, all right. And then by the third, you're like, I'm bored. I'm done. Like it's just a very quick drop off.
You know what I get with that is a lot of chili lime nuts. That first boop.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Second, boop. Okay. Third, boop. All right, fuck it. I'm done with that.
The Trader Joe's chili.
The Thai chili mango.
No. It's like
lemon chili.
No. It's the cashews. It's the chili something cashews.
Yeah, chili
those not the lime. Those are different.
Okay.
The chili. They're like red chili and something cashews. Those are fire.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll check that out. I made my snack of the summer. I made it the other day, and it's like perfect for me. I just get whatever regular mixed nuts, but mostly more than peanuts, mixed nuts type of thing.
Right.
And I got this wasabi jazz that it's like distilled wasabi like powder or whatever.
Yeah.
And my girl got it from like a restaurant store or whatever. So it's like it's really potent and it's really good, and I just sprinkle it on that shit and mix them around.
Yeah.
And it just adds a depth of flavor to it without overpowering it. It's a really good spice. I really like it.
Yeah, there was the weirdest novelty chip I've ever seen in my life, and I only had it once, and it is exactly as good as it sounds. And it is Lay's cappuccino flavored chips. And this was August 11th, 2014. I don't
need to see a picture.
I took this picture because I realized even in the moment, I was like, it is the year 2014, and in the year 2021, no one will believe me.
Yep.
So I took a picture of them because I was like, this is the worst idea I've ever heard.
Why would you even why?
I don't know.
Why?
Well, I think they were hoping there's enough people like me who are like, oh, that sounds terrible. I'll take one, because that's what I did.
But dude, but that reminds me. I watch a lot of Food Network with my girl.
Yeah.
And the one thing I really can't stand.
Don't.
Yes, I do.
No, you don't.
Yes, I do. I watch so
don't.
I watch so much of it. I know Tom Colicchio and all these fuckers.
Oh, Guys Grocery Games.
Dude, the whole shebang. And the thing that I really hate is like she watches Iron Chef. And these are supposed to be the best chefs in the world, so obviously they want to challenge them. But sometimes it'll be like liver or like it'll be like the dick of a dead whale.
Yeah.
Right? So dead whale dick is the featured ingredient.
Right.
And somebody will be eating ice cream and going, I don't get enough dead whale dick. It's like, you know what? You can go fuck yourself. The fact that he made something you could eat and put dead whale dicks in it, that's a triumph, you fucking idiot. I hate some of these motherfuckers that judge those contests.
I used to love Iron Chef, but I had to stop watching for the very reason they just started making every secret ingredient into ice cream. And like after like the 8th episode in a row where they tried to turn the secret ingredient into ice cream, I was like, guys, I don't. A, this isn't new anymore, so just stop.
Yeah.
And B, nobody wants like wasabi green peas ice cream.
Right.
Like just because you can doesn't mean you should. Like just stop.
I'm going to a friend's like baby shower dinner after thing this evening at Abbott Kinney, and they have that ice cream place down there, Salt and Straw. And the last time I went in there, like for people listening, I want you to understand they have normal ice creams. You can go in there and get a chocolate peanut butter or strawberry, whatever you like. They have normal stuff. But their whole gimmick is they also have a side of the menu with their like weird shit of the month they cooked up. And I went in there, it was the fall. So their fall menu included fresh cherries and bone marrow ice cream. And it tasted exactly like you would expect. Like it was one of those where it's like when Michael in Arrested Development, when Michael opens the door and there's a bag that says dead dove inside, do not eat, and then he opens the bag and there's a dead dove and he goes, I don't know what I expected. It was that, because I was like, cherry bone marrow, maybe they know something I don't, and then I was like, nope, it tastes like that. It's gross.
They do not.
No.
But yeah, and I also I get like this concept of like making, I just make stuff that goes together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like I don't get this incessant need
like
to
Lady
fuse
Gaga
everything.
and Oreos. It goes together perfectly.
Oh man, I forgot.
They were actually not bad, to be honest.
Yeah, those pink Lady Gaga Oreos.
Wu-Tang and kettle chips.
Those
go together.
Yeah, wrap snacks. Yeah.
Well, I don't know why I get the mental image of just like a dirty gym sock inside the bag of chips. We're just like, why is this in here?
No, I talked about on the show. I had the wrap snacks, the ramen noodles that they had. They have little boozy, hot Louisiana chicken flavor, Master P, creamy chicken gumbo, E40 had like a prime rib, and I wish
prime rib flavored. That's funny.
I wish it's basically just the beef. Right?
I know when I think of ramen, I think of prime.
Well, more
rib.
importantly, when I think of Bay Area rapper E40, baby, I think of prime rib. It makes sense.
Yes,
yeah, but like I wish I could say they were better. I wish I could say they were good because they were terrible. Like the noodles, it might have been they were out of date or something, but it was like, noodles tasted like cardboard.
Where did they draw the line? Like, silk the shockers congeli. Where did they draw the line with that shit?
Yeah. That's great. Well, speaking of drawing a line, I wanted to mention this because we have a bit of a recurring character that just will not go away, and anytime something happens, I just can't help myself. And our friend at boom_Mike85 sent this to me, and I just have to talk about it. Our old buddy, MyPillow CEO Mike Lindell, was thrown out of the Republican Governors Association spring conference in Nashville on Tuesday. After vowing in an interview earlier that day that he was going to confront the governors about the 2020 election. So
they only threw him out because he was making a scene.
Yeah, they threw him out because fetch is still not happening. Fetch is still not happening.
My tummy hurts. I gotta be honest.
And
from the drink or
from Sambazan.
I think the drink, that energy drink turned on me quick.
The MyPillow CEO and close Trump ally is a staunch advocate for overturning the presidential election, and he told Politico that minutes after he collected his credentials in the lobby of the JW Marriott, the event coordinator turned him away, claiming he wasn't allowed at any events. So this guy his whole thing now is just posting his L's, and it's always so goddamn funny because you're just like, buddy, you had such a good thing going. If you just shut the fuck up and sold pillows, but now you are getting sued by everybody.
Okay, but this is I don't even know. I'm not trying to sound like an asshole. I don't even know that I care about the political part.
No, I don't either.
What I
the
care
human
about,
drama.
Yeah, what I really care about is millionaires and business people, especially when you fuse those personalities.
Right.
Think that they can do anything and they think that they know everything.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And that makes me so sick.
Right.
I am such a minimum wage kid. You know what I'm saying? My mom drank out of colored water fountains of jazz.
Yeah.
If I get me $500,000,
yeah.
I'm fucking fine. I'm going to spend what did Ordell say and Jackie Brown? I'll spend the rest of my life spending if I have $1 million. So when you get to be a millionaire multiple times over and you just vociferously try to fuck your life up.
Right.
I have no fucking sympathy for you.
Yeah.
I hate you so much.
It's part of the sickness of our stupid, dumb American culture where it's just like, he's a millionaire, he's successful, that means he can do anything. He gets $1 million, hell, I mean, not everybody can do that. He's got $1 million, he can probably fix everything. And then it breeds this fucking idiocy in these people where they're like, I'm a successful businessman, I can fix anything, I know better than you because I've made money. It's like, no, you just hit the pillow game right. Like, shut the fuck up.
And hit the pillow game right at the right time. And stuff like that. There's so many businesses where it's just like, man, I'm playing with a clamshell. I think I can make a phone out of this. My daddy owns a phone company.
Yes.
And then they're a millionaire. And it's like, well, that guy can't solve anything.
Yeah.
Or just, or you got Billy Mays to fucking hawk your product, before anybody knew who Billy Mays was, and you just hit the ShamWow lottery.
Yeah.
Like, it's just like, you're not a genius because you didn't even invent a ShamWow. That's like was already a thing. You just got this guy doing it.
I call that the slap chop sweepstakes.
Slap chop. Man. Well, so, I mean, and we've talked about this on the show before. The kind of weird thing about Mike Lindell is that he actually is a self-made guy. Like, he's not one of these people that inherited something from his father. Like, the man was a penniless crack addict not 15 years ago. And he actually has a pretty interesting story, but it's sort of that thing of where he is the very definition of, like, new money. As opposed to
nouveau riche.
Right, he's nouveau riche, like all the way. Like he is
down the corner.
He is like the
nouveau riche, so and so.
He is the very definition of petty bourgeois. Like his, you don't see the president of Chase Bank caping for Trump anymore, even though he probably loved getting those tax breaks from Trump, but he's not getting thrown off a bus at a Republican governor's meeting in Nashville because he knows that the system is going to work in his favor no matter what. So give to both parties and just be happy with it. Meanwhile, this guy feels like he has skin in the game because he has had his whole like worldview twisted by this man, because he's just like, well, I'm the first guy who decided to grind up a Tempur-Pedic mattress and stuff stuff a pillowcase with it.
I think he's obviously crazy, but B, also I think because he's new money. I think he's got this like Three Musketeers mentality of the 1%.
Yeah,
it's like one for all, we can do this, gang, and everybody else is like, oh, the Lindells are wearing white after Labor Day. How quaint! But let the Lindells go out there and show their asses. The nouveau riche do not understand old money. Blah, blah, blah,
that's 100% right. Well, because he is a guy who made a bunch of money off of this dumb invention that he had. So
it's not even
feels,
an invention. It's just repackaging of another invention.
Right. It's actually running an invention through a grinder, which is literally what it is. He took memory foam, run it through a grinder, and then filled a pillowcase with the ground up memory foam. That's what a My Pillow is.
But do you think that rich people, besides being Blanche Dubois about it, besides that, do you think they think of him as like a one hit wonder? Like if I'm Steve Jobs, if Steve Jobs was alive, if I'm Steve Wozniak, I'm being like, I made multiple products and revolutionized that
iPhone, iPad.
You did the equivalent of, I'ma ring my bell.
Yes,
ring my bell.
That's exactly
right. You got
a
weird disco one hit when the music was the most popular.
Oh yeah,
and you think you're like me,
right?
That's a great point.
Well, that's
Joe.
what it is. Well, because we talked about this. Like I kind of, when I was still back in Alabama, I talked about this with my friend Nick Thomas, where I kind of just did a whole bio of the guy. And if you're looking at everything the man's ever done, the My Pillow is the only success. Everything else, before and since, has been a gigantic, embarrassing failure. And now that cycle just continues. And now he's going to piss away his one actual success in life is going down the toilet because he can't stop himself from fucking up. And
but also, I think Joe brought up earlier too. That's like that thing that makes you, or hinted at least, that thing that makes you also breaks you. It's like your Achilles heel. It's like you're the thing that made you, it will mess you up. And he was just like, I'm never going to give up. I feel that about myself. When I'm some 52-year-old dude who's like all of a sudden way in shape and fucking 5 chicks and I'm on a boat and I think I made it. That's just me sitting on a stack of failures. Like years and years years of trying so many things, and then I finally got this one thing.
Yeah.
Now I'm George Hamilton. You know what I mean? And
I'm the tannest man alive. I think what happens to those people is they're sitting on the stack of L's and they're fucking, the hookers on the money thinking that's a W, and it's just a different L.
Right.
Like you just imprisoned yourself with a different broken mentality or view lifestyle. And then they spend all that money and they never get to be happy. Or you could just be a normal fucking person and not give a shit about, politics and stay at home and
keep your mouth shut.
Fuck one nice
the money.
lady who actually likes you and have a nice bank account that's not, up and down, and just, not be a monster.
Get yourself an aqua loft.
Right.
On your
Get yourself an aqua loft. Start an energy drink company. Piss into the cans. Give everyone cancer.
And if shit goes south, you start the boat up and you go south.
And you go south. And then you open up your Brazilian energy drink company and you just, Buenos Aires, hello. Where are your finer ports? This is where I shall make my energy drink that makes your urine turn Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles into reality.
You can name the boat Things Literally Went South.
Right. And then just take your main photo for your business in front of that like big Christ statue.
Yeah.
Just take a little selfie, put that on.
I love Jesus and energy drinks. And also my boat is named This Escalated Quickly.
So an RGA official clarified to Politico that Lindell got asked to leave after he attempted to join RGA member transportation to go to a dinner at the Tennessee governor's mansion. So he got kicked off the bus.
He didn't. He's trying to go to like a private event. He got into the actual event, but that's like
he got thrown out of the whole thing.
Well, isn't the event at like a place?
So he was trying to get his credentials, I guess, at the JW Marriott, and he's claiming that he got these credentials. But as we're going to see, that might not be the case. But then he for sure got kicked off the bus because they were like, all right, we're leaving for the governor's mansion in 5 minutes.
I bet he did get credentials because that dude who stormed the Capitol is at like RNC events.
Right,
and
right.
like is invited to RNC events. So I'm willing to bet he's a part of this. They love these guys.
So Lindell said that he was invited to the conference and shared a screenshot with Politico of a calendar event that was simply titled Nashville Meeting. And he also had an attachment, NashvilleAgenda.pdf. So that was his proof that he was supposed to be there. He also shared revealed documents labeled at the bottom with confidential, which included the schedule for the RGA conference.
It's not a Star Wars script.
I know.
What the fuck?
So RTD2's just wheeling around the event, taking pictures to come back to Lindell. Lindell has his own RTD2.
Lindell, you're our only hope.
You're our only hope.
The Republican...
Here are the plans of the convention. Here's the air shaft.
The Republican businessman tried to show proof to Politico of a badge that he said that he had gotten, but the badge said Executive Roundtable, but the badges for the dinner Tuesday night actually said Executive Roundtable Reception and Dinner. So
his badge was actually one of the cowboy sheriff's badges from the grocery store, but it's covered in feces. Here's my badge. Here's my badge. Sir, that is a plastic sheriff's badge covered in feces. Yes, it's my badge.
My mom got it for me at Dollar Tree.
Dude, I like if either that or like, what if he tried to scalp his way into the event and somebody got him?
Yeah.
People were scalping tickets to the thing. They weren't quite right, and they just got him, and he just got made a total fool of.
I mean, that seems like it seems like he was just like,
I'm sure
tried to do a little Photoshop
I'm
and
sure
got
like
himself in
there
there.
was some kind of like RNC operative who like gave him the shitty shit and was just like, just don't make a scene and you can get into this. And then he made a scene and ruined it. And the guy's just like, why couldn't you just shut up for 10 minutes, guys?
But hold on. I had a thing where Chris Rock, Dave Chappelle, and like Zoe Kravitz and other people were in this green room, and I was walking with my friend. They were just walk with me, and we'll get through, and we'll be in there. And sure as shit, I got stopped. You know what I mean? That's like what they're like. Oh, come on, just come down here. I'll get you in, and then just walk through. And it's like, where are you going, buddy?
Well,
some guy took his job way more seriously than they ever imagined.
Yeah. Well, so it's funny y'all mentioned that because Lindell had previously attended RGA events, including the Winter 2020 meeting, in which former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell brought him as a guest, but he was not, at least according to all the records that Politico looked over, no one had invited him to this.
I'm sure he was totally invited. They love those guys. They're like, they can have the shitheads
they love him
who stir up the dum-dums, and they're like, oh no, he's here. We didn't mean for this to happen, except they totally did because it makes them get the dum-dums to join without
that's the thing.
them.
They love him when he's useful. But as time moves along and Trump is not going to be coming back into office for, at least until 2024, God forbid, he's getting less and less useful. You know what I mean? Like, this guy is just a ranting.
You shouldn't be able to run again if you lost. The country voted against you. Like, I'm not saying if you ran and you lose. I'm just saying if you won, then they vote you out, then you shouldn't be able to go again.
I think there's zero chance he would get elected again, not because I believe in a more smart America. No, I think him stewing in Mar-a-Lago for 4 years, I think he's going to be doo-doo batshit crazy.
Like, he was already doo-doo batshit crazy. They love it.
But he could sit around and kind. He was like your grandpa that had he was like when you're a little kid and you meet an old person who has dementia and then they talk to you and you're like, oh, my parents are assholes. Grandpa's fine. But then like 10 minutes later, he's like, where's my wife? And everyone's like, she died. She died. No, where is she? It's like that kind of thing where he could like sit there and like kind of seem okay for a while, but no, I think Mar-a-Lago, it's got black mold and shit in there, and like he's just
mold is in his brain.
He's just gonna sit and stew in like stale Florida mold air and eating all that nasty food he eats full of salt. He's just going to get crazier and crazier and crazier. And if they're dumb enough to run him, he'll be in the middle of a debate and he'll call like Joe Biden the N-word or something. Like, he's like sure it would be just absolute cluster.
I'm done making predictions on this show because we were definitely like, oh man, that's crazy he's running. I mean, it'll never happen, but it's pretty crazy, so. I'm done underestimating that.
Dude, my favorite
guy.
thing about him, I never got to talk about it, but I just loved how he used to stand forward like Michael
his
Jackson
posture.
in Smooth Criminal.
Yes.
That was the dopest.
He was balanced like those birds that you put on a desk that drink water, you know, a little toy.
It was like he probably was on so much Adderall that like
he's a strangely
his like head is trying to leave his body where she's just so fucking high, and then he's just like, I'm a rocket. I am a rocket.
He's just a strangely shaped guy.
Yeah,
he's very
dude.
strangely shaped.
I think that's how he like would like keep his balance.
Yeah, no, it is.
Yeah.
Like, but he's always like lean forward and then upright, but then with his head
Well, they
tilted.
said.
It was
Well, I mean, didn't they have like those doctors who are like people who have dementia keep their balance by like leaning forward, and it was just like, oh yeah, that's what's happening. Yeah.
But you know what's funny? They've romanticized that probably even into, well, it's just like how FDR ain't got no legs. Or
right.
You know what I'm saying? They just romanced
It's like,
it.
but FDR ain't got no legs. I mean, he was making sound, rational decisions, but he had no legs. And Trump, it was so romantic the way he thought one thing was another thing, but it wasn't because he was crazy.
We need to get back to that. Where's the craziness of some asshole 2040? Where's the batshit
Where's
insane
the crazy
people?
presidents who would take baths in their own feces? I miss the presidents who thought everyone was an immigrant.
Well, I mean, considering the syphilis rate in the 1800s, it was probably a lot of the presidents were pretty well insane by the time they took office. They don't ever talk about that.
How many slave teeth you got? I got 74. Like, oh my God. George, you're fucking nuts. You gotta get out of here.
I love that there was like a time in America where you would just be like, so I have syphilis. I was young once. Did you cheat on your wife? No, that was from 20 years ago. Can't you tell by my face rotting off? Anyways, let's talk about the government.
Well, yeah, I got one more question, and then we'll get to our jam of the day here. This one comes to us from Mr. Arnie, listening in the UK at TJ_Arnie.
1776, never forget.
Thank you for joining our Patreon, Mr. Arnie. Please don't listen to Joe. Please don't leave the Patreon.
I tell you
We
one
love
thing,
you.
I ain't forgot. I ain't
We
forgot.
love all of our UK listeners. Thank you so much. You have a beautiful country.
Take your blood pudding in your afternoon tea and shove it. I love ice cream and apple pie.
No, Mr. Arnie actually gave me my new favorite Britishism that I'd never heard before, but he described, we were talking about, teachers at school and, crazy shit that happened to us in grade school. And he described one of his friends as a wind-up merchant, which is like a guy who lives to piss people off, basically. Like, and I was like, that is a great word. It's so proper. I love it. It's a wind-up merchant.
Yeah.
And so, but yeah, Mr. Arnie says, question for Ed. What wrestlers, with all of their feats in history being real and canon, could take Batman? Bailman and current comics Batman.
Okay. If indeed the Ultimate Warrior was as powerful as the Ultimate Warrior sounds like in his promos.
Yeah.
And he would just be like, you know what I would do to Batman? I would drown him in the sun.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but he got taken out by a spell. So Batman would kick his ass.
Take the controls of the Batwing and make the ultimate sacrifice into Gotham Bank. That's a good one. I like that.
I think the Ultimate Warrior, if he was indeed the Ultimate Warrior.
Yeah.
Also, he would have a little trouble with the Undertaker too.
That's what I was going to say. Undertaker's got lightning powers.
Maybe. Ultimate Warrior, all I got to do is know halfway know voodoo, and I got him.
Yeah, Papa Shango.
His ass is dunzo.
Well, of all of Batman's premier skills, karate, voodoo.
I mean, if he's got the technology to stop a plant lady, he can learn voodoo. He can learn voodoo. It's not that hard.
Batman makes a voodoo
just
machine.
get somebody's Santorini granny over, have her make some chicken, save the bones, and we can learn something.
I think Doctor Strange could be Ultimate Warrior. I don't know. I think Batman would get, like I said, if he was as powerful as his promos, they were so batshit crazy. I think I'm going to go home today and just listen to Ultimate Warrior promos.
Dude, they just last Sunday the A&E is doing a biography series on famous wrestlers, and Ultimate Warrior's episode was last Sunday, and it is fucking crazy.
And he's like, in real life, he's a little bit.
Is he dead?
He's dead, but
in real life, he was a little bit Lindell toward the end.
Yeah.
Well, I'm sure he would have been a trumper. I assume all wrestlers are trumpers. To be honest.
Not any. I mean, I would say a lot of the old ones are, but nowadays it's you know what, I think I've said this privately, but I'll say it on the show. Thank God for UFC, and I'll tell you why. Is that, and I might take some heat from this. I think it's a fine sport, but if you go to a WWE show nowadays, most of the people at that show are either nerds like myself, comic book, anime, and otherwise, and children. The whole, at least in my experience, and I've gone to a lot of indie shows around LA. I've been to WWE events all over I've been to a lot of wrestling, and that seems to be the new trend. Not to brag. I love that shit. And that does seem to be the trend. When you go now, you're just like, oh, these are my people. And then there's also a bunch of fucking kids there.
These are my people.
These are my people. Yeah. Hey, do you want to play patty cake? This is my people. But and I in that stereotype of wrestling fans, and it's somewhat, it's definitely true at a certain era. You turn on wrestling from the 90s and it's just like all these fucking just, mouth breathing morons. And you're like, what happened? And certainly some of them are there. But I think UFC scraped off that whole layer from wrestling. I really do, because like now those people, you're like, where did they all go? It's like, well, at a certain point, it was just basically they kind of announced like,
give me your huddle bros.
I swear. And, like they're like, it's some, when Vince McMahon made that thing, it's like, we are not here to insult your intelligence. What we do is not a combat. It's not a sport. It's sports entertainment, right? As soon as they did that, and then, wrestling kind of became whatever. This discussion happened because we were talking about the passing of New Jack, who died recently, ECW wrestler. And I was talking to somebody on Twitter about this, like, do you like watching hardcore wrestling, like where there's a lot of blood and gore and stuff like that?
And people fuck.
And well, and do
you like hardcore wrestling? Do you want to watch two people fuck in front of an audience in a ring with 3 ropes, 4 ropes sometimes because we're hardcore?
Hey, that would add some stakes, brother.
Yeah.
Hell in a cell.
Light tubes. Let's phone on the light tubes and barbed wire bat.
Hell in a cell. First one who comes first loses.
Yeah. I think blood and guts in wrestling has its time and place, but if the whole show is that, it just kind of becomes nothing, right? Like it has to matter. If somebody gets their face busted open and is bleeding all over and screaming, like it has to be a moment. And hardcore wrestling, I think, was sort of a way to address the fact that they were trying to clean up wrestling and make it less violent and stuff like that. But nowadays, when you watch it, hardcore wrestling, we all know what good athletic, like fun professional wrestling can be, and we also know what a real fight looks like thanks to UFC. And hardcore wrestling is neither. It's not good wrestling, and it doesn't look like a real fight. So the illusion is somewhat broken at this point with that. And I started that was what led me down that road. I was just like, I think all the fucking, idiots just went to UFC because it's the, quote unquote real thing.
But UFC is not a real fight. UFC is 2 highly trained athletes performing
Absolutely.
peak fighting. A real fight's 2 drunk idiots slap fighting at each other, but never actually making contact while their girlfriends are like, stop it! The cops are coming! I like this bar! We can't come back anymore! And I just want to go back to North Carolina!
Now, that I would pay to see. I don't give a shit about UFC, but that I would fucking watch.
I mean, in the before times,
bar fights?
you would just be driving anywhere near Hollywood, and that would just be 2 drunk alpha bros who just say, "What the fuck, bro? Do something! Do something! Do something!"
I love it.
I almost wish we were a mutual combat state. I learned that from watching Kwame Brown videos. If there's any sub nerds who like basketball, Kwame Brown, notorious scrubby basketball player, picked number 1 by Michael Jordan's at that time Wizards, and Michael Jordan handpicked this guy from high school to be the guy who's going to help him win championships in his old age. Kwame Brown had small hands, couldn't catch, ended up scoring like 5 points a game, but was like a number 1 pick. So everybody shitted on him. He stayed in the league for 13 years, so you can't call him a bust. Anyway, people shit on him all the time, and people were shitting on him on a basketball podcast, and he has now brought the fury in a series of Instagram lives and YouTubes talking about Matt Barnes. Like, Matt Barnes, cornbread colored brother, you look like a bitch. And Derek Fisher fucked your bitch.
Yeah, you need to get your house in order.
Dude, you ain't even welcome at your own. You had to break into your own goddamn crib. I wish I had to break into my own fucking crib. Yeah, all this kind of shit. And
they didn't even really say anything bad either. He went fucking off.
He went ether.
He went fucking off, and then like there's another video of I think it was Steven Jackson or whoever it was. Matt Barnes. He went really crazy, and there's a video of Matt Barnes smoking a joint, just being like, I had to go back and watch the tapes of what I said because the way he went off, I must have really went off on this dude.
But
he's like, all I did was say is
he was laughing.
Yeah, he said all I did was say like what was it? He wasn't great or something like that, and it was not even like a diss. And then like the videos of Kwame, he's just going off driving, and he's not even looking at the road. He's just going off in his cell phone driving.
Dude, that's the best part. He's like, oh, I got the, and he has another one where he's like, I got the trailer on me now. He's driving a big ass one of those trucks with 75 wheels on it, but it's like a pickup truck. Yeah. Driving one of those,
an F-850.
Yeah, he's pulling an aquatic loft behind him while he's driving down the road, not looking at the road at all. Knowing you're doing damn well, you need
I don't have to worry about anybody fucking my wife because I'm pulling a water loft behind me. I got housing. I'm pulling housing.
You want to move in? It's $1,800 a month. You can move in tomorrow.
$2,000 a month, but you can't drive in the ocean because I give out tours on the weekends. And we go deep sea diving. And Derek Fisher fucks your wife.
Hey, did you know Alcatraz is Spanish for pelican? I didn't.
It used to be guarded by pelicans. It got a lot more security later.
That's true, actually. That's the real thing.
But yeah, so I don't even know why I mentioned Kwame Brown. I think we were talking about hardcore wrestling and scraping and all this jazz. It just seems to me like everything needs to have a higher class of fandom now. Now that we have access to so much information, we can make so many better choices about what we choose to ingest as far as entertainment. Yeah. So if people like the high quality, like jump off something really high and do 5 flips and land on somebody in the crowd, ECW, holy shit wrestling.
Right.
They're not going to be satisfied by people hitting each other with like Cactus Jack style. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, sure.
They might not be satisfied with that, but of course, now Mankind style, they could probably get into that.
Yeah.
See people do high falls,
right,
stuff like that. So like, I personally I get that out of comic books now, and end up drawing my own comics and doing whatever. I don't really watch wrestling anymore, but I understand.
Yeah, good for you.
It's a stunt
good for you.
I understand it's a stunt show.
It's nice to see someone come to their senses and not watch a child's stupid fucking TV show anymore. I hate to say it because I know Rivers fans love wrestling and I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, but my God, what a stupid fucking
you're pouring yogurt all over the Indian food of wrestling content.
True.
You're just pouring yogurt.
I'll pour this. I want to deaden the flavor of all this. The only time wrestling was ever worth watching was when they were all batshit crazy, roided out of their minds and drugged out of their heads. So you could watch Macho Man scream just a word salad of madness into a mic and have like a whole crowd go wild. And that's like the only time when it was like a theater of errors was the only time you'd watch it. Or you have, Ric Flair just wooing 20 times in a row and not making any sense.
But the funny thing about wrestling is that the one thing I will say, and I'm just going to say this, as far as sports entertainment, at least you can control who's popular in wrestling. Yeah. One thing UFC has, every time a motherfucker gets good at UFC, they get knocked the fuck out. Yep. I'm the biggest, best thing. You're going to be able to sell tickets on me forever. Boom. Knock the fuck out.
Hey, you know why? Because you started believing your own hype. The second you believe your own hype in UFC, somebody knocks you the fuck out.
The fuck out. And it's happening earlier and earlier. That's one thing about the UFC as a sport. I'm not super into it, but my boy Rich is. Yeah. And I can see the advancement of their. So I used to watch it back in the days when it was like a 500-pound dude fighting a fucking
a sumo guy versus
kung fu little person type shit.
Yeah.
And so I remember that shit, and I remember when it got to be like Randy Couture and all those guys, and then I remember when it was like Chuck Liddell when he was like he was just basic kickboxing, and they were like, I'll fight in bars. I can't deal with this kickboxing.
Yeah.
And then I started seeing Chuck Liddell get knocked the fuck out by people who could actually wrestle and kick people in the head. And then I saw like the Anderson Silva people who just like a straight deadly ninja.
Yeah,
and then he starts breaking his leg on basic leg kicks, basic leg checks
thing.
from white dudes from the middle America. Breaking his leg now. It's like watching Superman get smacked out of the sky.
That guy got his leg broken though. The guy that broke his leg got his leg broken in the same fucking way. That's got to be some.
And then even
karma.
in women's stuff though, it's like fucking Holly Holm comes. Ronda Rousey is the Incredible Hulk for like 5 years.
That was so funny. Like Ronda Rousey had like 4 fights, and they were like the greatest female fighter of all time, and like all the other UFC fighters were like, I'm gonna fuck her up, right? Like y'all see she's like big, right? Like I'm in shape. My name's Holly Hunter, and every ounce of me is an
Holly
ab muscle.
Hunter
Or Holly. What was her name?
Holly Holm.
Holly Holmes.
Holly Hunter.
Every ounce of that lady is an ab muscle. Like there's nothing but
dude. Her
abs.
forehead is an ab. The bitch looks like a Klingon.
She looks like she could straight punch a hole through a person.
Yeah. And so she head kicks the fuck out of Ronda Rousey into oblivion, and then the very next fight gets knocked the fuck out herself. And it's like, damn, this is really excellent. So all I'm saying and all that bullshit is it's escalated to the point where they can't even have champs anymore.
Right.
There's not going to be. Then John Jones started almost losing. That's when John Jones could reach across the street and punch your mom in the mouth.
Yeah, he was dope.
You know what I mean?
He got popped for steroids too.
Oh, steroids, coke, all types of shit. I mean, he was doing it. He was real white boy style with that shit. I'm sorry, I don't want to be offensive, but he went real white boy style with his famousness. Crazy.
Did I knock this out?
I don't know.
The best UFC ever was, like, I'm not a huge UFC fan, but it is fun to watch people, like, technically fight each other and shit. The best UFC ever was, though, is when it was a mix of the wrestling and UFC, when the giant, huge dude who was actually a good UFC fighter was the heavyweight champ. What was his name?
I don't remember, but I know who you're talking about.
He had, like, the sword tattoo.
Brock Lesnar.
Brock Lesnar. Homeboy is like a professional wrestler in real life, so he was dope wrestler like before he got injured and fucked up his abs and everything.
He ate too much meat and it gave him a disease.
Yeah, like his intestines were like all fucked up. He had surgery, and then he like basically, like, if you hit him in the stomach,
he's done. Yeah.
And so like
he's like King Hippo.
Yeah, so like the guy hit him in the stomach and the fight was over. But like before that happened to him, he was a tremendous heavyweight fighter because he's so goddamn big. If you let him punch you, you're gonna die. And he could ground wrestle. So like the jujitsu guys would try to get him down, and then he would just pound them to death. He was so fucking cool to watch because he came from a wrestling environment, so he knew exactly how to play the heel to the point where it was he was being like, I'm gonna destroy this dude with real life fighting, and then I'm gonna do wrestling flair, and this is gonna be the most fun you've ever had because you get to be 6 years old again and think this is real, because it is real.
That's who I was gonna. That was my answer to Mr. Arnie's question. Like, which wrestler could take Batman? I'm like, Lesnar, probably.
Yeah, Lesnar is straight Bane. Like Bane in real life would look like.
Before he got injured, man, he was the biggest asshole ever, and he was actually hurting people.
Oh yeah,
and it was just like, this guy is the most fun to hate of all time.
Well, he had that SummerSlam match against John Cena, which they actually sort of made into a Bane-esque kind of angle where John Cena was this, unbeatable fucking hero, and then they go into SummerSlam and he has zero offense in that match. Brock Lesnar does like 15 German suplexes and pins him fucking clean, like no problem. And they ran that, and then of course John Cena was like, they're like, oh, so do you want to keep the storyline where you're like kind of building back up and working your way back up to Lesnar? And he's like, no, I'm gonna go do movies and be a bajillionaire. And they're like, okay, well, see you once a year, bye.
Dude, absolutely, you can't see me. I'm John Cena.
Yeah, that's right. Goddamn. Perfect. He actually, TJ, Mr. Arnie says, secondary question: what would be a good film/comic character tag team match, i.e., comic version of Steel and film version of Steel versus comic version of Phantom and film version of Phantom? So he's saying like two versions of the same character, one from a comic, one from a movie, fighting a similar team, I guess, is the question.
This is the most specific question.
Hey, we've got Ed Greer here. There's no one else I know that's going to be able to even come close to answering this.
Really simply, I will take movie Wolverine and comic Wolverine against anybody because
that'll do it.
They're just gonna fuck everybody up and heal up, and their bones are. They're just imagine body like a real body slam, or rather a real frog splash.
Right.
From Wolverine would really fuck your shit up.
Yeah.
Make it a hardcore match so they can cut each other, and they're gonna bleed all over the place and heal up and bleed more. You can't beat that if you're. They could do the acrobatics, they could do the technical stuff. They got strength moves, and they're little like luchadors, like
right?
Rey Mysterio,
Yes. So you can do flying stuff and tope suicidas and shit.
That's the answer. And if you had it mixed up, Colossus and Wolverine, so he could like literally throw Wolverine at people from like midair slams and shit like that. So yeah, that's the answer. That's the answer.
Alrighty.
That answer seemed prepared. I feel like you already had that answer. And it's in a notebook at your house, and you're gonna race home and like be like, yes, that is my correct answer. Yes.
I think it's just the correct answer. You get everything you need.
Yeah,
high flying, injuries.
Well, fellas, are y'all ready for our jam of the day?
Rarely.
Oh boy, this is a stone cold 80s classic. This is ZZ Top with their song "Legs" from their album Eliminator. And this is
a big album, a huge album. I watched the ZZ Top documentary because I don't know why. And
that is the correct answer.
And this was why. This was their big comeback album. It was a very big turning point in the documentary that was like 5 hours long.
In a survey of people watching the ZZ Top documentary, 9 out of 10 did not know why.
I don't even like ZZ Top. Just for some reason, I watched like all 3 hours of this fucking episodic goddamn adventure of these Texas guitarists who were like, now in 1968, I was in a psychedelic band called the something elevators. I don't even know because nobody cares.
Oh, they were 13th floor elevators. They just toured with them though. You're talking about Rocky Erickson here. You're stepping on my turf, and I don't like it. Rocky Erickson is the shit. Okay, and Billy Gibbons played with Jimi Hendrix, so. Put some respect on the top, please.
Billy Gibbons just spilling so much yogurt. You're just spilling
I'm yogging out.
If it's to be believed, Billy Gibbons taught Jimi Hendrix how to do the old slide, I believe.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, a real Forrest Gumpian moment.
Yeah, that's right. ZZ Top is at the Kennedy assassination. They're like, oh yeah, we were just
they're on the other hill, and their guitars are spinning.
Spinning guitars.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like, check it out. That's why they got the spinning guitar.
Yeah.
It's like, he saw Jimi Hendrix. Jimi Hendrix was playing the guitar right-handed.
Yeah,
and he goes, no, kid, spin it around. He spins it around, and all of a sudden he's a genius.
Yeah, we'll make a thing on the belt buckle so you can twirl it. So
is that how they did that?
Yeah, it's attached to the belt buckle, and then they just they spin it around, and it's got fur on it. And
imagine like that being part of your plan of how to like make good music. Let's make the greatest song ever. Okay, first though, let's spin our guitars. Like that's the actual important part of this.
I'm surprised they never got like caught on their beers and yanked them off stage.
I know, right? Yeah, the beard gets like twisted around. They're just like, I got a problem here. This really fucking sucks.
It's like my friend Mike McCall has always said he was going to name his first comedy album "All Beard, No Pizzazz."
No, but I think it's interesting that guys like this, like they might have been like, really great musicians, but as far as being pop stars and having videos of being that ubiquitous, that was a real feat for dudes of their age at that time to
absolutely.
be pop sensation.
Well, this is the time at MTV where they were like,
there's like the early music video. That's why they had their second coming was the music video for
this,
not for this song, for
cheap sunglasses.
No.
Sharp Dressed Man.
Sharp Dressed Man.
Sharp Dressed Man, and then there's one more off this album that had a big music video. Whichever one had the hot rod going through the desert.
That's this one.
Okay.
That's Legs.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah, this was the time in MTV where they were like, yeah, we could play Prince and Michael Jackson and Janet Jackson.
We're going to play the ZZ Top song for the 8th time today because Legs.
Like it literally took David Bowie going on MTV News and embarrassing them to be like, oh, okay, I guess we have to because David Bowie made us look racist.
This is like the one of the most embarrassing things about like the junior college. After high school, I had to go junior college 1 year before I went to Alabama because who tries in high school. And the junior college for some reason had like a fraternity, but it was not like a college. It was very much like a building in a city where you like just went for like associate's degrees or whatever.
Sure.
And so it was like a fraternity that nobody was in, and it was bizarre that would even exist. And then on the wall, in just a random ass hallway, honorary members of that fraternity with a picture. ZZ Top.
Whoa, that's awesome. Was this Jack State?
Yeah, Jeff State.
Oh, Jeff State.
Jeff State in Birmingham, like the Shelby County campus. It was like literally like 3 buildings. Garbage. But you're just
Dr. Billy Gibbons, honorary doctor of a JUCO
you're just
in
walking.
Birmingham.
Yeah, you're just walking down the hallway. I hate my life. I go to junior college. Look to your right. Picture of ZZ Top, and you're like, why? And it's like, there's a fraternity here, and it's like honorary members of the fraternity.
Dr. Dusty Hill, Dr. Z,
and they have like their stupid beanies on with their long beard and like their 20 rings on each finger.
Oh god, that rules.
How do you even play guitar with all that?
Really, he probably has the strongest fingers of any man because each finger has like 20 rings and he's just jamming with it.
He's like doing dexterity.
Remember that episode of Pete and Pete where Grandpa's fingers his dad's fingers get too big for the bowling ball?
Yeah, and he's trying to work his fingers out on a little treadmill.
Gymnastics.
Love it.
My favorite part of the song is when they go, "She's all right." It's like, who the fuck are you to judge this broad, whoever she is?
Oh, well.
Also, that's not even like that nice of a thing to say. Like,
all right.
She's all right. She's okay. I don't even care, really.
Well, if you thought that wasn't nice, get ready for these YouTube comments. Let's get down into them. These are the comments on ZZ Top's Legs. First up.
I feel like this is poison you're putting into our brains.
Heather Molina.
I agree. Yeah.
Heather Molina from 2 years ago. There is no end to this maze. Where the fuck is it?
Is there a maze in the video, or just the song is a maze?
There's no maze in the video.
No, she's clearly like having an episode. She's locked in her own brain. She took too much acid 20 years ago, and she's just stuck in the eliminator. That's what she calls it.
She's in the eliminator.
She's in the eliminator. She's stuck for all time, and there's no way out of this maze. And all she can do is watch the YouTube videos over and over again. And maybe if she makes a comment, someone will get her out of the maze. We're coming, Heather. We're coming.
Stephen Bays from 3 years ago. She got paid. She knows how to screw him. And I'm like, is this about you, Stephen? This isn't about you, is it?
Stephen likes hookers.
I do love when people are just like,
sex workers.
Like I like when the fucking the object of the song is like a loose lady, or
right,
like
right,
and the people are just like, yeah, fuck that Layla broad. It's just like
she fucks everybody.
It's like, come on, dude, that's kind of the point of the song. Like, oh, Dirty Diana sounds like a real bad person. The fuck are you talking about?
Well,
Like,
Grateful Dead had that song Loose Lucy that they didn't play live for like 30 years because they were like this. Even like I guess in the 70s they were like, these lyrics are problematic. We can't play this song anymore. She's Loose Lucy. She's just too bad. We can't play this live.
And that's not even the worst song on that record. The Pride of Cucamonga, Get Out of Here. That's Ann Coulter's favorite Grateful Dead song, by the way. And I'm like, that's perfect because it's the worst song on that album.
She's not one of our favorite Deadheads.
No, she's our problematic least fave.
I'm a Ramble on Rose kind of guy.
Oh yeah,
Ramble on Rose.
411 Soul Man 1 from 1 year ago. I've started to notice that the younger girls are trying to keep their legs slender. I'm noticing that most of the girls with fat legs are 20 or over. Maybe it's me, but I'm getting to think that the 20 and over girls want fat legs. I guess they think their legs only look sexy if they are fat. In fact, there are a few women with slender legs, and that is what has led me here today.
I think this guy's got legs in his trunk. This dude has sets of legs.
this guy, when he comes, he goes, fragile.
It's a major award.
Slender legs, fragile.
Dude, I really think that there is this. I get what he's saying.
Are you, dude? Are you gonna back up this? You're gonna back up this leg owner?
I'm not gonna back up this crazy person, but if you,
he's listening
that
right
guy
now.
is of a certain age, and back in the days, chicks had an ass that went from her back to the back of her knees and piano legs that went straight down. No calves were permitted in the 80s. There were not a single calf muscle or visible quad on a chick until 1995. So I get what he's saying.
CNC Music Factory got everyone to sweat.
You know what they did have in the 80s, though? Big ass shoulder pads because everybody's coming with them linebacker arms.
Yep.
So
I like a woman with big shoulders and no calves.
You're the perfect 80s woman. Meg, Melanie Griffith, and Working Girl. That was the 80s woman that everybody wanted to fuck. Her no butt,
I can't
even
think of
nice,
a-
but like skinny legs, skinny body, but like okay chest and nice face, big hair.
Name a Meg Griffith movie you like.
I kind of like Working Girl.
I do not like that movie.
My girl watches it so much though. I can do all of the freaking...
There's only one movie of hers that I will watch, and that's Shining Through. But it shouldn't count because it's about Nazis.
Also, I like that you called her Meg Griffith.
Or Meg, whatever her name is.
Melanie.
He said Meg first.
Yeah, I think I did.
Yeah, I
I'm
mean,
both thinking of Family Guy.
Melanie Griffith. Yeah, only Shining Through and nothing else.
There's one where she's like undercover in a town or something. What's that one? I know you know.
I don't know that
she
one.
She goes under because she's like she witnesses a crime and goes under. It's like Witness with Melanie Griffith.
Oh, okay. Jackie Ike from 4 months ago. The guys who saw themselves as so it back then are now impotent, sad fools. And the same,
she's got some.
and the same ones, and the same ones will be the same as years go by. All impotent before their time. LOL. I'm sad that some of ZZ Top are dead too. And
no one in ZZ Top.
I was about to say, as of this recording, 0 members of ZZ Top are dead, and in fact, they're performing in El Paso next month.
This lady is just like, all the men are impotent, and ZZ Top is dead, and I'm gonna watch their YouTube videos because no one has a hard penis.
I boned them dry, every last one.
Who hurt that lady that she is just out there?
These comments are going back and forth, man. This is an all-out war between the genders here in the legs section of YouTube. David Randall from 2 months ago. That car. Wow. Idiots. You're going to love them. Now let's ride.
Wow, that was a roller coaster.
I know, right?
I think he wants to have sex with a car.
I know, this guy.
And ZZ Top was not having sex with the car, and he's like, idiots, give me this car. Let's ride.
With the car. Tanya Clements from 1 day ago. To Jimmy, I love you. From thou God Yahweh, Father of all angels, and them I Elohim, or lap dance or floor dance all the way, BB.
Okay, that's word salad insanity, but I will say this. I have heard the word Elohim more in YouTube comments than in my whole fucking life. My whole life. Both, I think Yahweh and Elohim I've heard more in YouTube comments than anywhere else.
You just don't hang around Jewish people.
Or
anti-Semitic on the podcast today.
Some of my worst friends are.
Well, I was going to say, it's also, that's Elohim City is where Oklahoma City bomber Timothy McVeigh was living prior to the Oklahoma City bombing. It is a religious cult out in the desert. So it's pretty cool.
go.
Pretty cool. Santos.
I think if you're going to start a cult, you just got to go like back to like primitive Bible phrases that nobody like learns about and just be like, yes, this is God. And he says like to murder people and he does things and I speak to him.
Yep. On a direct line.
I talk to him all the time.
I speak to him on one of those phones. It's like...
Rotary.
It's a rotary phone. Would you believe his number is 911?
Santos Alfredo from 11 months ago, and I think this person is admitting to a crime here, and I love it. The power of music. One time I ended up deciding to take the risk, and so I jumped in my truck, and I headed down to make some bank moves. This song was playing and reminds me of that day. It was an interesting holiday that day. Gotta take the risk. And I'm like...
He's delivered a key of cocaine.
That's what I'm saying. He's like, bank moves. I'm like, does he mean that he robbed a bank? Because that's...
I think that's what they were listening to in Heat when they were slamming that
Val
truck
Kilmer.
into that
I had to get it on, man. I had to play Legs by ZZ Top.
Yeah, that's what he's talking about. He had to get on. He's like, yeah, I had to put legs on,
Wayne
man.
Grow. Fucking Wayne
I couldn't
Grow.
listen to Sharp Dressed Man before a gig. No.
That's one of the best lines of any 90s movie. Why did you do that? I had to get it on, man. I had to get it on.
Yep.
Fucking amazing. Mary Lagore from 1 year ago. So... they are able to admit they're still using their teachers as the reason to keep Jesus from the children. Good Book says that makes you wrong. Why don't you shut off my Twitter again and my Snap card?
I'd love
to. Go ahead, disable my phone. You know, you could do whatever you want to me and the public, and God allows it. Was I your leader in your insanity, or just a homemaker from Florida? Do you know? Obviously, everything anyone does these days is being censored, or insane apeshits shut off of my accounts, and there's nothing more but your deaths to come. Okay, Mary.
I mean, Florida homemaker and insanity are the same thing.
Mary, you're scaring us.
Dude, I mean, this is the type of Florida homemaker who's just like, you find her journal and it's like, oh, I vomited on the train from this person's banality. I am wrath. All this shit.
Should I drown my children? Should I drown my children?
Like a YouTube poll. Yes, maybe. Those are the only three choices.
Betty Ann Simnovak from 1 month ago. And by the way, shout out to Betty Ann. She was also she made an appearance on our Go Your Own Way by Fleetwood Mac one, and she was also
She's not a loose Lucy. Don't call her that.
One of her comments also appeared in the one I did with Kelton Brissac about Love Bites by Def Leppard. So she be commenting on a lot of stuff, and she's got a problem with. And it's weird because she's
not the one talking about it on a podcast. I think we've got the problem.
Well, no, but I've analyzed this woman's patterns, and here's what's weird.
Is she headed this way?
She's headed right for us.
YouTube comment meteorologist. You're a storm chaser of these fucking idiots.
There's a high pressure front coming our way.
There's a high pressure Florida homemaker named Betty Ann Simnovak that's coming straight for us. Well, so it was weird.
I'm sweaty. What the fuck was in that energy drink?
Piranha teeth. I told you.
I feel sweaty. My tummy hurts.
It's all those ACI berries.
That's what ACI does to you. But yeah, so she's been on a couple of these. And what was weird is during the Go Your Own Way one, she was addressing her concerns to a man named Monty. But now she's all about this other guy, Robert. So
she is throwing it around.
Yeah.
She's throwing it around left and right. She's what the kids call free.
So Betty Ann
I'm free.
So Betty Ann Simnovak 1 month ago, Robert, I've got legs. And I know how to use them.
Ooh.
I'm sitting here in my truck after my tan, and baby,
God.
I just heard this song. I've got legs. I know how to use them. And I can wrap them around you and, use your imagination, Robert.
So she went and got a tan, and then she went to the tanning bed, got in her truck, this came in on, and her first idea was, I got to put a YouTube comment about this.
I got legs, Robert. Dark and tan, just for you, baby.
Recently, dark.
See this whenever you turn on your phone, Robert. 22 days and counting. Which I don't know what that part is about at all, but that's upsetting.
If you subscribe to somebody, can you see their comments?
No. And
okay.
I want to know about her, and I want to know about Ronald Hefner. Ronald Hefner is another serial commenter of crazy
Rippers,
shit.
I find it truly troubling that you're keeping up with commenters on YouTube.
Oh, I'm not even done with that one. I've got legs, baby, and I know how to use them. You know that already, Robert. So whenever you turn on your phone, remember this. I've got legs, and I know how to use them. And this is her signature sign-off.
Is it wrong? I'm kind of turned on.
Well,
I'm not gonna lie.
Well, wait till you hear her signature sign-off. She ends a lot of her comments by this. So she says, I've got legs, and I know how to use them, ... Bah. Just B-A-A-A.
Okay, I'm gonna be either really sexist or really reductive in 3, 2, 1.
Okay.
An actual hot chick doesn't write you shit, but K.
Right.
Come over.
Right.
He's gone. Shit like that. That's what a real hot chick texts you.
Yeah, but
all
like,
of this
but you know what?
extracurricular bullshit.
But
is
you
a
know
lot.
what is crazy? People put YouTube comments on YouTube videos, and crazy people are the best lays. So I bet she probably she probably isn't the hottest lady around. But you know what? She knows how to use those legs, and I fucking believe her. I believe her, and you know what? I'm a little scared, and I kind of like it. I'm not gonna lie.
Bella, you can.
Am I gonna have an orgasm, or am I gonna cry huddled in the closet, hoping you'll leave soon?
Well, during the Fleetwood Mac one, she was addressing someone named Monty, and she said that even though Monty has told her to stop messaging her, she will continue to send him songs from YouTube and will never stop. So
Monty made the mistake of going home with her. And he's got a hickey on him that's never going away.
But Monty's like, she was riding me and then she ripped my gun rack off, and I was like, I can't do this no more.
She ripped my gun rack off and savagely beat me with it.
Right as I was coming.
Mid-coitus, she ripped my gun rack off and savagely beat me with it until I came ceremoniously.
She stormed my Capitol during sexual Congress. What are we doing?
Sexual Congress. And would you believe I can't come unless someone savagely beats me
with a shotgun rack. I like this one
while Lex is playing.
I like this one because it takes a fun turn. Alex B from 7 months ago. Sometimes I start stressing, like, damn, bitchin' bands like this. Hey, chill out. And then I start thinking she didn't belong to me. She belonged to the world. LOL.
Wow.
Smile, bro. You got this. It's like, I like a guy who's bigging himself up. You know, that's cool.
She belongs to the world.
That sounds like a beta cut comment to me.
I don't like them beta cuts. I don't care if I get canceled for this. I don't like them beta cuts.
I got two more here. Rob Harden from 1 year ago. Oh, to be a woman's shoe salesman in the 80s.
You just love honey.
I think that's Married with Children,
Married with
right?
Children, yeah. He just wants to be Al Bundy.
See,
touching all those piano legs.
I want to start my own men's group called No Man. We're going to meet in the garage. It's going to be great.
I'm going to turn down my empirically hot wife every day because I got ED. I got undiagnosed ED, and I've made it her fault.
But somehow we make a baby at some point.
Yeah.
And finally, Kimberly Headland, person with the worst friend in the world, from 2 months ago. I'd never heard of this song before a friend of mine offered to take me to the shopping center. It was a 2-hour drive.
Shopping center.
It was a 2-hour drive to the shopping center, and this song was on repeat the entire time. I know the song word for word now after that. ... Kimberly.
She probably liked it because she came to the YouTube page. I doubt she'd go to the YouTube page to be like, I heard this song over and over again, and I did not care for it.
Listen, y'all are both friends of mine, close friends. I love you dearly. But if I was riding with either of you and you played the song Legs by ZZ Top over and over, we'd never talk again. It would be...
So that's it. That's how I
end it.
That's how I end it. That's the parachute. That's the parachute chord.
First, you got to get a car. Boom!
Why'd you put my
yogurt?
Why you put my business out there?
Yogurt, explosions, boom!
I mean, hey, you got those great calves. You don't need a car. You can just
That's true. I can hop on your back.
I mean, I willingly sold my car.
I'll get you a rickshaw and you can pull me around.
Dude, you get there faster than in a car with those calves. This guy is built. Go to Joe's page and follow him.
That's right. Everyone follow me for sexual reasons.
All righty. Well, and that is ZZ Top's Legs, our jam of the day. Joe, please tell people where they can find you on the internet.
You can find me on the Instagrams and the Twitters at Joe MF Raines, JoeMFRAINES.
Ed, please tell people where they can find you and your wonderful new revamped, rebooted podcast.
Oh yeah. It's funny you mentioned reboots because my YouTube show Reboot It is on YouTube, and we reboot stuff from your childhood just like the crass, shitty executives do.
Yes,
but we try to make it fun, and it's like a fun improv game we do in about an hour and a half. We'll take Star Wars and do it over again. We're just nuts like that.
There used to be a drinking game we used to do after Mike's in Birmingham. That's a dope idea.
Dude, it really is. It's just and it's just bullshitting.
We would always do Blazing Saddles.
Oh yeah,
you have to recast Blazing Saddles.
Exactly, because it's so hard to capture both the feel and the time and update the shit and do this, that, and the other with it. So it's just an interesting game. It's a Reboot It. We're doing Spawn this week. Whenever this drops, we'll have done Spawn.
Oh, nice.
That was rough because Spawn could literally do anything and all his enemies suck.
Yeah,
It's just
you know who would be hilarious as Spawn is who was the guy who did Ghost Dog?
Forrest Whitaker.
Forrest Whitaker as Spawn. I just spiked it with his little belly.
Dude,
and not telling me he's in Spawn, telling him he's going to do The Last King of Scotland again, so he's doing that character as Spawn.
Idi Amin as Spawn.
You got me, and with a big CGI cape around him, I love it. We didn't quite go that route, but you can check it out. But yeah, on reboot it on YouTube, and also The Greatest Pod. That's my new podcast, and honestly, we just talk about stuff that we think is the greatest, or rather like we have a author, Kevin Hearn. He wrote the Iron Druid Chronicles, and he wrote a Star Wars novel called Heir to the Jedi. And he came on to talk about how Darth Vader is the biggest missed opportunity in all of sci-fi fandom. Because, like, when you see that big story they're supposed to be telling about him, it totally is ineffectual when you look at it.
Yeah.
But like, just looking at it, it could have been so great. So we talk about stuff like that, but also just like Todd McFarlane is a great 90s creator. Fucking just weird stuff. We talked to Mark Andreyko, who's like a New York Times bestselling author, about Dracula.
Oh,
why is it Dracula keep coming back?
That's the one that dropped today, right? Or, yeah. I got to listen to that. It's Dracula Week or something.
It was like Dracula Day or something like that. But we didn't coordinate that at all. So that's how I know
perfect.
It's kismet.
Did you do a Goonies one? Because not having a Goonies sequel is the stupidest thing of all time.
You're
I believe.
fucking absolutely right about that.
And they could still do it now.
I was going to say
their kids could go get the treasure, and you know what? Joey Pants is still alive.
That's right.
He could get out of Ma's dead, but you know you can get some other part. But Joey Pants come out.
Open up on Joey Pants in her grave with a single tear.
There, and then Joey Pants with his brother. I think the brother's dead too, right?
The brother's got canceled because he's a super Trumper now.
Oh well, we don't want him anyway. So Joey Pants is at his brother's and his mother's grave. It's
there we go.
Because they could only afford one, so they're on top of each other.
Yep.
Just like Ma would have always wanted, because she loved him more. And Joey Pants is there with a single tear, like the Indian at the trash on the road in the 70s, and then like the single tear, drop, and then cut to the young Mikey who's got him in a bit of trouble again. They're on an adventure. There's the other treasure to be scared. Would you know One-Eyed Willie? I had two treasures.
Yeah, he's two treasure.
Two treasure, One-Eyed Willie. And when they set the boat loose in the first one, it like went off the radar map. Where did it go?
Oh, I know where it went. It's in Sausalito, and you can rent
it. And it makes energy drinks.
It's way too much money for a floating loft.
And so the bottom line is all of that sort of shit gets discussed about all these things that have lasted for 1 billion years, or things that are like, so it gives us, the new format gives us an opportunity to just talk about stuff from all different sorts of angles, as to like, it's like state your case. Why is this the greatest? Why is this the greatest this? Why is this the greatest that? And we don't challenge it necessarily,
I think
but we do
Oxygen's
discuss.
the
We do discuss and debate what makes something great.
Ooh, man. All right. God, I'm excited to hear it.
Yeah, and so and just check me out at Ed Greer Destroys on Twitter and Instagram, and you can also check me out on The Greatest Pod. It's still called Nerd Goat Podcast on Twitter. But yeah, it's The Greatest Pod. So
okay,
search The Greatest Pod.
Cool. We'll link it in the show description and stuff like that,
brother.
so
and
people can just click over.
And I'd love having it still be a sort of a sister podcast with you guys.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we gotta have Ron back on here too, man. I miss that guy. Oh, well, it's been great catching up with you, Ed. It's great to see both of you as always. You can find me on Twitter and Instagram at Rivers Langley. The best way to support the show is to head to patreon.com/thegoodspod. I think we're going to be doing another one of them bargain bin episodes. Joe, if you want to hop on for that one sometime next weekend, go over to the
I love bargain bin
record store.
We actually found a dope ass song that last time. I bought that album. It was $1 at the dollar store.
Yeah, you're talking about Morning Corn, right?
No, shut up. I'm talking about what was it? What was the name of it?
Metro.
Metro with the song Bowie ripped off, and the Metro version's 100 times better. And then I got into that Duncan Brown guy who wrote that song, and I got an album of his. Bargain Bin Day is dope. That shit was supposed to be hilariously bad, and
we always fuck around and find some good. Usually it ends up being like disco type stuff. We're just like, damn, this actually is fucking good.
Well, records are the only thing where you will absolutely get something interesting if the cover's interesting.
Yes, yeah, and that's usually how we decide.
Yeah.
Oh man,
interesting and or the worst thing you've ever heard in your entire life.
At least it'll be interesting though. There's so many times that I've gotten something that's the worst thing I've ever seen in my life, and I'm like, I want that time back. It's the only time I get that comment. Like, I want that 30 seconds back. You suck. Your time isn't that valuable. Fuck off. But sometimes I feel like that, and I never get that. With a beautiful painting on your cover, even if your music is number nine, it's still dope on some level.
But yeah, so we'll have that coming up at patreon.com/thegoodspod and more goodies. We have one more week of Corona Diaries episodes. We'll have 3 episodes for you next week, and then we are going back to once a week, but not before our clip show. And we've been getting a lot of people sending stuff in, but we want more. If you have a favorite bit, a favorite moment, favorite, whatever, it really helps if you would send the episode number and the timestamp. If you just have a vague recollection of it, I'm fine to go back and look for it, but it's definitely getting on if you hit me with a timestamp for that clip show. Also, mention this, Pro Wrestling Tees. .com/thegoodspod. We have a brand new t-shirt designed by our friend Juan Zamora at JMZ Designs on Twitter. It is a Timefoot Sasquatch Terminator t-shirt. It is cool as shit, and it's available now, and they are having a sale, 20% off all the way through Memorial Day. Just go to prowrestlingtees.com/thegoodspod, type in the word memorial in the little checkout box there, and we'll see you next week for our last 3